Welcome to the final part of the dynamic Spider-Verse jump. This is day 14 of the 28-day animation challenge. So we're actually halfway through the animation challenge. Crazy, right? And today we're going to be polishing up our Spider-Man animation to go from this to this. Let's go. By the way, if you have no idea what this 28-day animation challenge even is, just click the card up here. The challenge intro is going to hook you up with all the details that you need to know. We last left off with 90% of the animation done. You're probably like, man, we're right there. Let's just finish it. We just have to wrap up the legs, get those all cleaned up to match everything we did with the arms and the torso and whatnot. And then we have to throw in the little details like the web shoot, which could be fun and interesting. We've never done anything like that before, or smear frames, spider sense tingling, drawovers, and background stuff. So lots of little polishy details. Now let's get all those details in there. Okay, so let's get to work on those legs. It's mainly, here in the takeoff. I see that, we can see that knee coming out to the right and then coming up here. I don't really like that arc. I'll just have it come up to the left. And then with this leg here, this leg is going screen right too much there, and then it's kind of getting stuck. And then it drops down here without an arc and jumps over there. So that screen left leg is what we'll zero in on at first, I think, just to clean those things up. And I should be able to tackle most of this with, these FK-like controls. I am gonna go ahead here and, I guess it does zero out there. All right, I'm gonna grab this, and if I have to frame by frame it, then I will, just like we've done with the rest. See if I need to maybe we can slow this down a little and then not have that go through the hand, which is cool. I'm gonna have this, I think, just kind of open up to the screen left. And then as it comes down here, just maintain that arc. Here, I'll just kick the foot out there. This is one of those things where it may just look better in the camera. This is dropping down way too quickly. And go for that full extension there. And that looks all kinds of wrong with the hip here. See if I can rebuild that. Shape-wise, we're kind of stuck here. So we're just pausing the work on these legs to sort out the shape. Hopefully not break too much in the process. Should have caught this earlier. Times like these, I kind of wish I could just throw on the IK for those spine controls. Maybe I could. Maybe it's built in somewhere. Hard to tell what's going on with these controls here. Okay. So just about there. Our hips are coming down. He's going straight forward, but we've got a lot of like rotation to the side there. I'm gonna go ahead and course correct that. I'm going to try to keep him rotated more on this path. Here I would say the hip is probably back some. It would be more upright. This would be down. This would be up. Trying to keep that same position where the head was. Relatively. Yeah, I don't really like that there. There we go. That's better. I'm just gonna track that hip a second. Bring this down. that flows a little bit better. I'm not over the moon about the pose here. I think we can make that work. We'll have to redo some kicking of the leg here. I think it has to be delayed some. Let's see here. Yeah, it makes sense to kind of hold the kicking back. A bit. We'll see what we can do here. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna delete a couple of these for now. And then like somewhere in here, we're gonna start going. Here we're really gonna start kicking. They're really stretching the leg out. Maybe we can delay it even more. Just kind of watching the spacing on that ankle, trying to keep it speeding up. That slows down right between 39 and 40 here. Yeah, I already have that kicking back. And why is that stalling there? Got a gimbal going on. Let's see this rotate Z. So I'll need to frame by frame that. All right, now that's kick is looking a lot smoother, but in the camera angle here, we've got to make some adjustments to that arc that we have. So I'm just making that knee kind of come up from this left side, come up here to the high point. And then arc back down to the right. And then come back to the left there. Then we get something pretty smooth through there. We could extend the foot here just for spacing purposes. Could also make a multiple. I'm just not going to fiddle with that rig stuff here. Just because I don't know the rig that well yet. And I've had some of those complications already of like trying to use stuff that isn't there or setting myself up for it. I would say like this. I'm just going to track this to see that spacing. Definitely don't want those legs kicking back there. Go ahead and stretch this leg down so it doesn't slow down on the way up as much. Right here, I'll go ahead and I think that's a lot better. And now for whatever reason, the knee there and is doing weird stuff that I wasn't doing before. And these arms are locking out, which they weren't doing before. That leg is a lot cleaner, and I'm just going to clean up the second one so you can have that done. Don't want it kicking out like that. Let's go try and tackle the obvious stuff right away. I think they'll have this leg still kind of coming up here. So it's slower than the other one. Yeah, I don't want a lot of movement there. I think we'll still be delayed on this one. And then by the next frame, we'll be kicking out pretty good. Silhouette wise, we should bring this leg over probably. Just trying to keep the spacing on the foot from here to here a little less. And then here I'm gonna just extend this. And then there at the end, that's working pretty well. Our arms got messed up after adjusting the body a little. Adjust the body a lot, actually. So that would need to be up a lot more. Like so. But this, I don't think needs to be as far over anymore, which is nice. Because we decided just to keep his torso straight. Here, similar deal. just gonna add a little like twist here so that wrist doesn't quite turn over so much. Yeah, I think that's working. And then we'll just reopen my end, see if that was a bug for the opening shoulder move and the knee there. Resort out that hold lockouts in those arms and the knees, assuming that was some visual glitch. Hey, hope you're having a blast wrapping up this Spider-Verse jump. And by the way, if you are very serious about your animation skills, you're really loving this stuff, you'd love to work in movies or games, get a paycheck for it, you should unlock Pro Mode if you haven't already. You'll get harder challenges that build off the ones you have here so that you can become a pro faster. But they're only available through email to the very serious animators who decided to unlock them. It's very easy to do though. There's no pressure. It's free, so you have no excuses. Just go to unlockpromode.com. Now we're going to work on the web and just some additional background stuff to make it look pretty. So I can kind of consider this polishy details. I think it's pretty important for this shot to see a web. You could just draw this in. You could use your favorite draw over tool, whether that's the built-in grease pencil here or whatever software you're using. Here, of course, I've got the blue pencil I've been using fairly frequently, but you can use whatever to just draw the web in. I've brought in the Kyle Figgins web rig, which I'll link to. There was a lot of technical hurdles to kind of bring this in here. I had a lot of like bugs of it not working on import, so I had to manually do a few things. But it may go easier for you, particularly if you use his rig instead of this other Spider-Man rig that I was using. So anyway, on this frame here, we've got what I've got is the web is attached to the Spider-Man rig. It's attached at this controller here. I think it's this one. Nope, grabbing the wrong thing. Where did it go? Right. Good thing everything is colored the same. Right? It's right here. Sorry. I've got this attached right now to his wrist. It's parented there. And I may not need to remove it. But it's on both of them. You can see I scaled this one up. And this is how it comes in default because this Spider-Verse rig is quite scaled up. So this is pretty small here. And go ahead and make it larger, and then I'll probably increase the thickness like I did on the other one. So hopefully we can see that, right? You can use this controller to kind of change the length of that web opening there. But I've got them hotkeyed, and I'm just gonna go to where they appear for the first time. So where this hand really jumps out. I'll work on one web at a time and just kind of duplicate the same thing once I get that working, hopefully. So I'll work on this right one here. That's all keyed. Looks like it'll hold. And then before that, I don't want this on. So what I'm gonna do is take the web shoot off. And then here it's out. I want the web to shoot out quickly. I probably won't have it scale up so fast. I'll have this inner control here move back, probably on this frame. And then I'm not gonna line it up with where the wrist is going so much, is just make it look good to camera. So I'm gonna aim to have it kind of go straight from there. So let's see, like this, and then over the next few frames, blah, blah, yada yada yada. It's gonna get there around 37, and I'm just gonna move it ahead off screen. And maybe, looks like with the angle, I need to bring it down so that our character is actually shooting down a bit. It's pretty hard to see there. So kind of shooting down here. And I'm just going to go ahead and rotate it as well. So this is that main controller on that. I'm not super used to this rig, but this is that main controller there. And I'll move this guy too. So that's all kind of shooting nicely. Might be a little too far down. And then I think the constraint got broken there. So I'm just gonna look at this guy and probably delete the keys off that. I'll remove it from here and just get rid of those keyframes on here. Let's see if that gets my constraint back. Looks like it does. Cool. All right. And then somewhere right around here, we'll drop it. So right around 44, I will basically switch the web to FK. And have the visibility for that FK on. And then can I just use this one? To drag that out. Not the easiest to have to like manually move all of these so that the web is longer. Maybe there's a control I'm missing. But anyway, that'll make the web dropping a lot easier. That's the deal. So I need to rotate this control because it's now FK to be a lot closer. And it just doesn't keep the length. So you can see we got some extra polish work here because of this. I'm gonna try to just get away with like extending one, and getting it really close. Yeah, so maybe I can just get away with it being around there. Don't know why the visibility isn't staying on. Let me key that. Okay. Guess that wasn't being keyed for some reason. And now this has gotten longer when I move these. That makes sense, still annoying. Could be a lot more user-friendly there. Okay. So I think that'll be good. We still don't see it in camera frame. And just so the other one isn't distracting, I'm gonna key where it, just kind of like where this ends up. So this is gonna go around here. Too high up for my taste, so I'm just gonna shoot that down a little. That's about where it needs to be, I think. Okay. And I'm going to key everything on this except for that parenting controller. So let me go to that. There. And let me remove selection there. Key this frame, key that frame. And 44, 43. Roughly where they need to be. And then let's key the visibility on that. Turn IK off, IK on. I don't know why it's not staying keyed there. Okay. And then we'll extend that out some. Do wish there was an easy way to scale up the whole rig itself, which is kind of annoying. I was very tempted a few times to just do some drawings in place of this. And then let's key this web not being there until it's fired on 31. So this is where the web shoot will be there. And then we need a little bit of time for this to be going forward. And then I would say we're gonna get there really quickly. So I'd say just a couple of frames, it'll be where it needs to be. rotate it to kind of match that angle. So I could flirt around with thinning this out maybe. Seems a little intense. Something like that. And similar deal there. That makes it a little bit clearer in viewport. I think it'll get more clear overall here soon. Let's have it as it shoots out. I was going to work on this one primarily. Let's have this as it shoots out to, what is it, splay? Have it start small. And then in a couple of frames, it scales out. Have it scale bigger, just to catch our eye. Maybe that's a little too much. Sure wish these controllers were a little bit bigger. And then really what we need here as they appear, just jump to where it is here. Really what we need here is to make the initial pose a lot better. So I want to see the web, you know, a lot more curled and curved because there's no tension on it yet. Really. And similarly here, try to keep it out from the hand somewhat. And then we should see it straighten out over time. So set a key on everything there, and then on this frame I'm just gonna zero this guy out, see if that's too early to start straightening the line. I'm not gonna like make it perfectly straight. I think it should have some kind of curve to it. Definitely by this point, well, maybe by this point we do make that a bit straighter, and just adjust this guy to be something like that. And try to keyframe this so it looks like it's in his hand. So you can have a lot of fun with this stuff, you know, making this better and better and polishing all this up. I'm gonna kind of rough things in here rather than just make the tutorial super, super long for you. This walkthrough. That way you can kind of stay focused on the animation side of the body mechanics more than these like props. You can spend as much time of this on this as you want. So something along those lines. That one wasn't getting keyed. And here initially, I want that to be 0. So that's shooting out better. And let's shape this initial pose as well. Here. Yes, it's shooting straight forward for the camera. That's close. Just bring it more through the hand there. And then kind of wave this out somewhat. So that it really looks like he's shooting some web. Select all these again. Yeah, I'm just gonna copy this to 31 and then check 31 because this is the first frame it pops up, I forgot. And just make sure it's coming out of his hand there. Then it's going to straighten out as he pulls. Starting to look better. Here we do need to do a little bit of manual work in terms of how that web gets pulled. We're gonna want something like this, I think. The tension. Here. Let's see, I have another controller there. Nope. I gotta bring this guy close to try to. Wait, there was one right here. Man, they're so small on the screen. Hopefully you're able to follow along with me there. Just trying to place it in his hand. And then as he pulls, we're gonna aim to kind of straighten this out a bit. We could make that better, but I think it's good enough for now. Just notice this arm. Was this arm always kind of doing that on us? For some reason I can't. like that there. That was weird. Curves, controllers, polygons. There we are. There, that's better. Silhouette. So I think that's good enough for the speed of the pull there. And then on the other one, I'm just going to try to make it pull from underneath here. And I really don't, if I can avoid it looking like it's on the top of his hand, I will adjust that. Okay, there we are. And now let's just work out the drop of that web here. Okay, so we just need to add this web falling down. Now, let's see, can I get with the FK controls? Let me make sure those are on here. Where did they go? Turn everything on. Everything off. Ah, they're kind of hidden from me. There they are. Super hard to find. I can just do this. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna rotate this down and have some drag there. So they kick on this frame. I'm gonna go ahead and select all of them if I can see them. Wow. There. And I'm just gonna make a quick select. FK web. Call it that anyway. Use orange here. So I'm just gonna key everything. And start by figuring out when I want this to be down at a frame. I mean, this could drop pretty quickly, like around here-ish to the floor. And shape-wise, something like that. Something like this. All right. I think this is coming down faster. Yeah, all these FK controls maybe make it a little bit harder, but so I'm just trying to create a little bit of drag here. And I'm trying to just get a bit of control on the edge of this. And then as it falls down out of the way, you just have it dragging back more. And I'm gonna have this base of the rope or the web here just pick up speed in the rotate Z. I believe it's the rotate Z. Let's yep, we're on Kindle. So I don't want that to necessarily ease in. I just want it to pick up speed. It could start off slower, which is gonna affect what we just did. But wow. Visually, I'm just trying to ease out of this position here and then let it pick up speed as it drops and trying to give it a little bit of a wave there. I think that's probably good enough, unless it's super slowish. Don't like the shape of this here. Trying to give that a cleaner curve shape. And then I need to pull it in a bit because it's hanging back. And it looks like it doesn't fall forward. So it looks like it really drops off. Yeah, good enough. So do the same thing to the other web, and then we'll call that done. I'm going to show you real quick how to just make this look a little bit nicer in terms of just making it look like he's in the city. So if we hit Alt B, we can change it to like a bluish sky. We can throw a quick couple of lights in here. I'll just throw an ambient light and directional light. Let me show those. I guess I could kind of leave them there for when he starts. And then we're just going to hit 7 to turn the lights on. And we could play around with this a little if we wanted to for how intense this is. But now he's not so dark, right? And then we could use the same ambient light. You could add some color to it if you want to, but anyway, that just brightens up our scene a little bit. I could make it look fairly easily like he is on some sort of balcony. I'm just gonna go here, select our ground. Here, and I'm not a modeler, but I can come in here and I can just extrude some edges. Let's see, mesh tools, insert an edge loop. I could just kind of go where Spider-Man's gonna be. Let me back it up to where he is here. I could just add some edge loops here. Add one down here. Trying to give myself some sort of extension on the balcony here. Select the face, and I can hit extrude. I can hit extrude and then use the local translate Z to bump it out a little bit and make a really ugly like balcony ledge. That'll be the amazing extent of my modeling here. And then I'll just slide this thing back to kind of where he's on the edge. Right, so you get kind of that concept there. He's on top of some city building on the ledge. Right, so you might do something like that just to make your scene a little bit more interesting, and then to give it some depth and context in terms of like how high he is, that he is in the city. I'm just gonna make a couple of cubes really quick. Bring this here. And reposition some of these in the background to give some scale. We'll have to fix our camera here in a second just to include that depth. So I might just kind of place a couple of these around. Right. Then our composition, our frame, our background, a lot more interesting. I'd have a couple of like smaller buildings in the back. Yeah, you could have just a ton of cubes for this sort of thing. To make it really look like there's a city back here. Maybe this one's taller. Do we want to go taller there? Maybe I'll push this one over here by the edge and just kind of fill that frame there. And there we have our city background. I'll just adjust the camera and we're gonna be all done with this. So here with the camera, all I've done, in case this is helpful for you, is just come in here and change my clipping plane. Instead of it being 100 where things are kind of cut off with buildings and his eyes are grainy, I'm just come in here and change it to like 500, 800. And that is a lot cleaner. I can get rid of the junk in this view so you can just look at Spider-Man. And then everything should be super clear for us. One fun thing that you could do is add some 2D effects to kind of just spice this up a little. So if I come here and using any kind of draw tool, I could put, I could write, this would be better on my Cintiq, but I could come in here and say, let's see. I don't know if it'll be too distracting, but I could come in here and write whip, right? And then have it go away. You could have some sort of like Spidey sense coming off. And you can take it further and even kind of draw in your own kind of feet here. So let's see. So you get something like that. You could have streaks kind of coming off him. So that you can go faster than normal. As a smear. And so if we go here, we can just select the color and basically draw in kind of like a foot there. You could also use the rigs like multiple limbs controls to get the same effect, but this could be like quick and fun way to test stuff out and see how it is. So we got like that good stuff in there. I might change this to yellow real quick. Just the I'll delete this. You can kind of see those smears helping out. So just some fun stuff you could do to amp up your Spider-Man animation, depending on how much you're pushing this, or if you're making a slightly more complex version or doing some other move entirely. And there we have our polished Spider-Verse jump. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're happy with the results and you learned a lot along the way. We covered so much. Now click or tap the screen for more animation lessons, and I will see you in the next animation challenge. We're going to be moving on from superhero stuff and doing some other things. So happy animating.